Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving into one of the most exciting and historic coins ever minted in the United States, the 1976 bicentennial half-dollar coin. This isn't just any coin. This is a piece of American legacy, minted to celebrate 200 years of independence, and it's become a powerful symbol for collectors around the world who crave history, rarity, and serious value in their collection. This special half-dollar was struck in 1975 and 1976 to honor the bicentennial of the United States, marking 2 centuries since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Unlike typical coins that carry just 1 year, this one bears a dual date, 1776 to 1976, making it stand out immediately to collectors who know that such details can mean everything when it comes to value. The Denver Mint struck millions of these coins, yet among them, only a handful carry rare and extraordinary features that send their market value skyrocketing. What truly sets this coin apart is not just its historical significance, but the stunning reverse design. Instead of the usual presidential seal, this coin features a dramatic image of Independence Hall in Philadelphia, an iconic site where history was made. Designed by Seth G. Huntington, this artwork is more than just beautiful, it's meaningful, capturing the spirit of the American Revolution and symbolizing freedom and perseverance. The obverse still holds the powerful portrait of John F. Kennedy, a tribute to a president who stood for hope, vision, and change. Together, the design of this coin makes it a double symbol of America's birth and its enduring promise. Now here's where things get even more exciting, because not all 1976 half-dollars are created equal. Some of them carry extremely rare mint errors that make them absolute treasures in the eyes of collectors. We're talking about striking anomalies like double die obverse errors, where the lettering appears slightly shadowed or duplicated, especially in the word liberty or the date. Another valuable error includes off-center strikes, where part of the design is noticeably shifted due to misalignment during minting. This can dramatically raise a coin's value depending on the degree and placement of the error. There are also rare examples of coins struck on the wrong planchet. That means the coin was accidentally minted on a metal blank meant for a different denomination, like a quarter or a dollar. These types of mint errors are incredibly rare and are immediately recognized and valued by professional collectors and auction houses. If you see a bicentennial half-dollar that feels lighter, has a different edge, or just looks off in a way that suggests it's not a normal copper-nickel composition, that could be a signal that you're holding something truly exceptional. Collectors also hunt for high-grade examples of this coin, those preserved in perfect or near-perfect condition, often graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services. Coins that have never been circulated, show no wear, and have maintained their original luster can command astonishing prices at auction. These top-condition coins are incredibly hard to find because most of these coins entered circulation immediately after they were minted and suffered years of wear and handling. So if you've got a pristine example tucked away in a box or a coin folder, it's time to take a closer look. This coin is in high demand not just in the US, but globally. Coin collectors from all over the world are fascinated by America's bicentennial, and they're willing to pay serious money to add a flawless or rare error version of the 1976 half-dollar to their collection. Its historical symbolism, beautiful design, and minting oddities combine to make it one of the most desirable commemorative coins from the 20th century. Every year, more collectors are jumping into the market, driving up demand and raising prices for these numismatic gems. So how can you tell if you're sitting on a fortune? First, check the coin for clarity in design. Sharp, bold lettering and bright luster are strong indicators of high grade. Then, look carefully for doubling in the date or inscriptions, and examine the edges for any signs of misalignment or strange coloration. Using a magnifying glass or a coin loop can help you catch these small but incredibly valuable details. If you suspect you have something special, consider getting it authenticated and graded by services like PCGS or NGC. That's the best way to prove its value and prepare it for sale at auction. And speaking of auctions, there have been several notable sales in recent years where this coin, especially with rare errors or in pristine condition, has absolutely blown away expectations. Just one of these highly coveted bicentennial half dollars, with a rare mint error and in top-tier condition, was recently valued at a jaw-dropping $98,000. Yes, you heard that right. $98,000 for a single half-dollar coin that most people overlook or leave lying in a jar. That's the kind of life-changing find that fuels the passion of coin collectors everywhere, and it could be hiding in your collection right now. That's why it's so important to examine every coin, research its features, and understand what makes these rare pieces so incredibly valuable. If you've got a bicentennial half dollar from 1976 with a D mint mark, pull it out. Take a good look at it, and don't let it go unnoticed. You could be holding a rare and valuable piece of history worth tens of thousands of dollars. And if you've ever come across a strange error, an unusually shiny finish, or a unique strike on one of your coins, we want to hear about it. Share your coin stories in the comments below, and let's build a community of collectors helping collectors discover hidden gems. Second rare coin. We're turning our focus to a truly exciting and underappreciated gem in the world of numismatics, the 1972 United States of America half dollar coin. This is no ordinary coin sitting in a jar or old dresser drawer. This is a coin that has captured the attention of serious collectors around the world. With unique features, elusive mint errors, and skyrocketing demand, this coin has proven itself to be a must-have piece of American currency history. Minted at the Denver Mint, the 1972 D. Kennedy half dollar carries deep historical and collector significance. With the bold D mint mark located just beneath Kennedy's bust on the obverse, this coin proudly represents one of the busiest minting facilities in the United States. It's part of a beloved series honoring President John F. Kennedy, a symbol of hope and American pride. Millions of these coins were minted, but among them, only a very small number have what it takes to fetch massive value in the market, if you know what to look for. The design itself is iconic and instantly recognizable. On the obverse side, we see the beautifully detailed profile of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, capturing both the elegance and strength that Kennedy represented. On the reverse, the presidential seal bursts with patriotic detail, an eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, surrounded by 50 stars that represent unity, peace, and power. This design not only holds emotional value for many Americans, but has become a cornerstone of mid-20th century U.S. coinage for collectors worldwide. But here's where things get truly fascinating: the real value of the 1972 D half dollar isn't just in its design or its history, but in the rare errors that have made a small number of these coins worth an absolute fortune. While most were struck and released into circulation, a tiny fraction contain minting mistakes that dramatically boost their value. We're talking about double-die obverse errors, where the date, lettering, or profile of Kennedy appears slightly duplicated due to a misalignment during the minting process. These types of errors are often overlooked by casual collectors, but are highly sought after by experts who know how rare and valuable they can be. Another incredibly rare error seen on the 1972 D half dollar is a misstrike or off-center strike, where the coin's design is shifted due to improper alignment of the die during production. Coins with 5% to 15% off-center strikes tend to be worth significantly more than their face value. But if your coin has a 50% off-center strike while still showing the date and mint mark, you may be sitting on a serious treasure. Collectors love these kinds of dramatic visual errors, especially when paired with sharp detail and high condition. Some collectors have also reported finding 1972 D half dollars that were struck on the wrong planchet entirely, such as a quarter planchet or a foreign blank. These types of wrong metal errors are exceptionally rare and often result in a coin that looks slightly smaller or feels lighter than a normal half dollar. If you have a 1972 D half dollar that looks or feels different, it's definitely worth investigating. It could be something truly special. Condition plays a major role in determining the value of this coin as well. Uncirculated examples graded MS 65 or higher are very rare and command serious attention at auctions. Coins that have never been used in everyday transactions, retain full luster, and show no signs of wear are considered top-tier finds. If your 1972 D half dollar looks sharp, clean, and full of shine, it may be worth getting it professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC to confirm its value and authenticity. Over the past few years, we've seen increasing interest in this specific coin from collectors and investors alike. Auction prices are steadily rising as more people realize the hidden value in seemingly ordinary coins from the 1970s. In recent auction events, some exceptional 1972 D half dollars with rare mint errors have sold for astonishing amounts, catching the attention of dealers, collectors, and even museums. The demand is growing rapidly, and that means opportunity for those who take the time to examine their coins carefully and know what to look for. So, how can you spot a valuable 1972 D half dollar? Start by inspecting the date and mint mark closely. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for doubling, clarity, and any unusual features. Look at the edges and overall symmetry of the coin. Does the design appear shifted or off balance? Feel the coin's weight and texture. Does anything seem different from a normal half dollar? These are the signs that could lead you to a jackpot. And always remember, if you're unsure about a coin, it's worth getting a second opinion from a trusted coin expert or sending it in for grading. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. Among the rarest of the rare, one very special 1972 D. Kennedy half dollar, featuring a dramatic mint error and preserved in exceptional condition, recently caught the spotlight in the collector's market. After professional grading and confirmation of its rare features, this extraordinary coin was valued at a staggering $118,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin with a face value of just 50 cents, now worth $118,000. That's the kind of discovery that changes lives and ignites the passion of collectors everywhere. It proves that history is still hiding in plain sight, and with a sharp eye and a little patience, you too could uncover a coin worth a fortune. If you've got a 1972 D half dollar sitting in your collection, now is the time to examine it closely. Don't dismiss it. Treasure could be sitting right there in your pocket change or old coin folder. And if you've found a unique or interesting example, we'd love to hear your story in the comments. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your journey in the world of coins, your discoveries could inspire and excite fellow collectors across the globe. Third expensive coin, we're talking about none other than the 1918 United States half-dollar coin. This stunning piece of American heritage isn't just old, it's incredibly valuable, especially when you know what rare features and errors to look for. Minted during a powerful moment in American and world history. The 1918 half dollar emerged while the United States was deep in the midst of World War I. As American troops were fighting overseas and the world was undergoing massive change, this coin quietly entered circulation as a piece of everyday currency. But today, over 100 years later, it's far from ordinary. It's a masterpiece of design, rarity, and collector appeal, making it an absolute treasure for anyone lucky enough to own one. The design of the 1918 half dollar is one of the most admired in American coinage, the beloved walking Liberty half dollar, designed by the legendary sculptor Adolph A. Weinman. On the obverse, we see the graceful and powerful figure of Lady Liberty striding forward confidently into a new day, draped in the American flag, carrying laurel and oak branches, symbols of civil and military glory. Behind her rises the sun, symbolizing hope, strength, and a bright future. The reverse features a majestic bald eagle perched on a rocky cliff, wings raised in defiance and strength, a symbol of courage and American pride. Every line, every detail of this design speaks of national pride and artistry, and that's one of the many reasons why collectors adore this coin. Now, here's where things get exciting for collectors. Not every 1918 half dollar is created equal. Some of them contain ultra-rare mint errors and variations that skyrocket their value far beyond what most people would ever imagine. One of the most sought-after features among experts is a double-die obverse, where certain parts of the coin, like the date or the word liberty, appear slightly shadowed or duplicated due to a die misalignment during minting. This subtle error can be hard to spot without magnification, but once identified, it can increase the value of the coin exponentially. Another error that makes certain 1918 half dollars stand out is the off-center strike, where the design is noticeably shifted on the coin's surface, revealing blank space on one edge. These misstrikes are highly desirable to collectors because they're so visually unique and so incredibly rare for coins from this early time period. When paired with a clean, crisp date and mint mark, an off-center 1918 half dollar becomes an irresistible addition to any serious collection. There are also planchet errors, where the coin was struck on a flawed or incorrect metal blank. These errors result in unusual textures, odd colors, or abnormal weights, all of which are clues to a coin's extraordinary value. If you notice a 1918 half dollar that feels lighter, has uneven coloring, or shows surface bubbles or depressions, it could be a rare planchet error coin, and it's worth getting it professionally inspected. Condition, of course, is a huge factor in value. Because these coins were struck over 100 years ago, most were used heavily and show signs of wear. But if you happen to find one that has been well preserved or is in uncirculated condition, it could be worth an incredible amount of money. Coins that are graded MS 65 or higher by trusted grading services like PCGS or NGC are incredibly rare and represent the very best examples of this historic coin. The combination of age, rarity, and condition makes the 1918 half dollar a top target in the world of coin collecting. Let's also talk about mint marks. These are the tiny letters that tell you where the coin was produced, and they matter a lot. In 1918, these half dollars were struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Some of the rarest and most valuable pieces come from the Denver Mint, especially when found with errors or in mint state condition. The D mint mark can be found on the reverse, just left of the rocky perch where the eagle rests. Make sure you check it carefully, because it could be the key to unlocking serious value. Auction houses across the country have seen these coins sell for staggering amounts when the right mix of rarity, condition, and error come together. Just recently, a beautifully preserved 1918 half dollar from the Denver Mint, featuring a rare mint error and nearly flawless surfaces, was the centerpiece of a prestigious numismatic auction and made headlines in the collector community. This coin stunned everyone when it was sold for an incredible $200,000. Yes, you heard that right. $200,000 for a single 50-cent coin that once passed through the hands of everyday Americans in the early 20th century. That's the kind of extraordinary value this coin holds for those who recognize its true worth. It's not just currency, it's history in your hands, and for collectors, it's the ultimate prize. So if you have an old box of coins from your grandparents, a forgotten collection in the attic, or maybe just a random half dollar you've held onto for years, it's time to take a close look. Examine every 1918 half dollar carefully, check for sharp details, unusual strikes, odd textures, and of course, that all-important mint mark. You could be holding something truly special and truly valuable. We'd love to hear from you. If you've ever found a 1918 half dollar, or if you have any coins you think might be rare or unusual, share your story in the comments below. Let's connect as a community of collectors, helping each other uncover hidden treasures and celebrate the incredible world of coin collecting together. Especially, we're talking about a hidden gem in the world of American coinage, the 1998 United States half dollar. This is not just another Kennedy half dollar from your pocket change. This is a coin that has captured the attention of serious collectors because of its unique features, rare errors, and the growing demand surrounding this specific piece. The 1998 Kennedy half dollar was minted at the Philadelphia Mint and carries the P mint mark just above the date on the obverse side of the coin. It features the strong and confident profile of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, a symbol of American resilience and forward-thinking leadership. The reverse side carries the elegant presidential seal, with an eagle holding an olive branch and arrows. surrounded by stars representing the unity of the nation. While the design may look familiar to many, what sets the 1998 P edition apart is not just its beauty, but the extraordinary features found in a few rare examples that have become highly valuable to collectors. Although millions of these coins were produced for circulation, only a very small number possess specific mint errors that make them incredibly rare and sought after today. One of the most desirable errors is the double die obverse, where the inscriptions, especially the word Liberty, the date, and even Kennedy's profile, appear slightly doubled when viewed under magnification. This isn't just a visual curiosity, it's a serious minting anomaly that instantly turns an ordinary coin into a valuable collectible. Collectors have also reported examples of the 1998 P half dollar with off-center strikes, where the coin's design is visibly shifted from its normal alignment. These errors are easy to spot, and the more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. If you find a 1998 P with the design pushed toward one side and the date and mint mark still visible, congratulations, you may be holding a very rare variety that collectors would love to add to their collection. Another amazing discovery includes planchet errors, where the coin is struck on a metal blank that wasn't intended for a half dollar at all. These wrong planchet errors can result in a coin that is too light, the wrong color, or smaller in diameter. Such coins have been confirmed by grading services, and they often command huge premiums in the market due to their extreme rarity. If you ever notice a 1998 P half dollar that doesn't feel quite right in your hand, maybe it's unusually light, dull in shine, or shows strange surface textures, it's worth a closer inspection. Condition also plays a huge role in the value of these coins. The highest valued 1998 P half dollars are those in mint state condition, especially coins graded MS 67 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC. These coins show absolutely no signs of wear, and their surfaces are flawless, with full original luster and sharp details. Collectors pay top dollar for these coins because finding one in pristine condition more than 2 decades later is no easy feat, especially considering how many entered circulation and experienced daily handling. What makes the 1998 P half dollar even more attractive is its increasing popularity among modern collectors. More and more numismatists are starting to explore late 20th century coins, realizing that they hold massive potential for future value. The market for high-grade or error Kennedy half dollars is heating up, and coins like the 1998 P are gaining momentum in auction houses and private sales. Coin collecting isn't just about the classics anymore, it's about finding hidden gems from more recent decades that other people might overlook. Just recently, a stunning example of a 1998 P Kennedy half dollar featuring a dramatic off-center strike and preserved in exceptional mint state condition was sold at auction after being authenticated and graded. This coin drew fierce competition among collectors, all eager to secure a rare and impressive addition to their holdings. And when the final hammer came down, this remarkable coin had reached a jaw-dropping price of $50,000. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for a 1998 P half dollar that most people would assume is worth just 50 cents. That's the thrill of coin collecting, uncovering the hidden treasures that the world has forgotten about. It proves that valuable coins aren't always ancient or foreign. Sometimes they're right here, minted in our own country, in our own lifetimes, just waiting to be discovered by someone with a sharp eye and a little knowledge. So now it's your turn. Go through your coin collection. Check those old jars. Dig into that box of forgotten change in the closet. If you find a 1998 P half dollar, take a very close look at it. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling in the letters and date. Examine the strike for off-center placement. Feel the weight and texture, and compare it to a standard coin to spot any oddities. And if it looks like something special, consider having it professionally graded. It could be your golden ticket to a major payday. We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever come across a rare Kennedy half dollar? Do you have a 1998 P in your collection? Drop a comment below and share your story. Every collector's experience adds to the incredible world of coin collecting, and your find might help someone else recognize a rare coin of their own. Last unique coin. We're talking about the 1973 United States of America half dollar, a piece that may look ordinary at first glance, but under the right conditions, becomes an absolute star in the world of rare and valuable coins. The 1973 half dollar is part of the beloved Kennedy half dollar series, introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy following his tragic assassination. The design, featuring the bold and noble profile of JFK on the obverse and the powerful presidential seal on the reverse, has become one of the most iconic coin designs in modern U.S. history. The 1973 edition continues this legacy, but it carries with it some fascinating traits that make it especially intriguing to collectors who understand its hidden value. What makes the 1973 half dollar particularly interesting is that it was not released into general circulation, unlike many other Kennedy half dollars. The coins minted in 1973 were only available in mint sets and proof sets. That means finding one in the wild, in pocket change, or mixed in with everyday circulated coins is already an unusual event. These coins were made with collector quality in mind, and that's why even small errors or rare variants from this year are incredibly desirable in the numismatic world. Now let's talk about what really makes the 1973 half dollar stand out. The rare mint errors that have turned some of these coins into true collector gold. One of the most talked about errors is the double die obverse, where the text, especially the word Liberty and the date 1973, appears to be slightly doubled when viewed under magnification. This is a subtle but highly valuable error that often goes unnoticed by casual collectors, but it can mean the difference between a common coin and a rare gem. Another thrilling error found on a few 1973 half dollars is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not perfectly aligned during minting, causing the entire design to appear shifted toward one edge of the coin. These off-center strikes can vary in rarity and value, but when the strike is dramatic and the date and design are still clearly visible, it becomes a highly collectible piece that can command serious attention from experts and investors. There's also the possibility of discovering a coin struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the coin was accidentally minted on a blank meant for a different denomination. For example, a 1973 half dollar struck on a quarter planchet will appear smaller, lighter, and might not even show the full design. These errors are incredibly rare and are considered prized possessions in the coin collecting community. If you ever notice that a 1973 half dollar feels unusually light, is missing part of the design, or looks odd in color or size, don't ignore it. It might be something extraordinary. Condition plays a massive role in a coin's value. And because 1973 half dollars were never widely circulated, there are still many high-quality examples floating around. Coins that are preserved in mint state condition, especially those graded MS 66 or higher, can bring in thousands of dollars on their own, without any errors at all. Now imagine the value of a high-grade coin that also features a rare mint error. You're looking at something truly special, a once-in-a-lifetime discovery for many collectors. The demand for Kennedy half dollars from the 1970s has been steadily growing over the years, especially among collectors who appreciate the combination of historical context, strong patriotic symbolism, and untapped rarity. The 1973 half dollar has become one of the most talked about coins from this period, not just because of its limited release, but because of the powerful potential it holds in the collector market. More and more enthusiasts are turning their attention to these modern classics, and as demand rises, so does the value of top-quality or error-filled examples. Auction houses and online platforms have witnessed some jaw-dropping sales when it comes to these coins. One particular 1973 half dollar, featuring a rare double die obverse and graded in superb mint state condition, stunned collectors and experts alike when it went up for auction recently. With intense bidding and collector interest from across the country, the final price tag left everyone speechless. This incredible coin was sold for a massive $80,000. Yes, you heard that right. $80,000 for a single 1973 half dollar that, to the untrained eye, may have seemed completely ordinary. This is what makes coin collecting so magical. Ordinary objects can become treasures when combined with history, rarity, and attention to detail. It's a perfect example of how something so small can hold a world of value just waiting to be discovered by the right person. So, if you've got a coin collection hiding in your drawer, or a dusty old box of change from a parent or grandparent, it's time to take a serious look, especially at any 1973 half dollars you might come across. Use a magnifying glass to examine the lettering, the date, and the mint mark. Look closely for doubling, shifts in the strike, or odd metal tones. Weigh the coin, measure it, and don't be afraid to ask a professional for help, because you might just be holding the next big find. And now we want to hear from you. Have you ever found a 1973 half dollar in your collection? Do you think you might have a coin with an error? Drop your story in the comments below. We love hearing from fellow collectors, and your discovery might inspire someone else to take a closer look at their own coins. Thanks for joining us on this exciting journey into the world of rare coins and incredible hidden value. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you never miss our latest discoveries and coin stories. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and always remember, the next coin you find could be worth $80,000.